Hey guys, my name is Chris, and in this video I'm going to be talking about practically my college visit experiences during a pandemic, which is what the title is called. I'm going to tell you about the times I went to two campuses to take a tour, and both were good in ways and then bad in other ways. So I'm just going to be kind of telling you guys about my experience and what you need to kind of know when you're going on college visits during a pandemic. So to start, we're going to start off with Augustana, which is the first college I went to. Both these colleges I went to over the summer, and my parents and my brother went with me. We drove out there to the first college, which is Augustana, which is why I have this shirt. So here's how it went. We got there, it was about a 2-hour drive, and we had to wear masks, and then we went inside to kind of pick up a bag of different supplies that they just wanted to give us. From there, we were taken out by one of these students, which was also one of the tour guides. So it was a student working there as a tour guide, and she basically gave us a tour of the campus of Augustana. Now, my impressions of Augustana, I guess my cousin went there. He said he had a great time, but I guess the vibe and just the overall feeling of the town in general wasn't maybe for me, but I'm kind of getting sidetracked. The campus was nice. There's a lot of walking space. A downside would be the dining hall, because it was located, there was only one on campus, and it was kind of like a walking distance from where I guess the usual dorms would be. But overall, the campus was really nice. There was a lot of greenery. The thing was, with COVID, we were taken on a tour by ourselves with that tour guide. So it was just me and my family who went on that tour guide. We were like the first visitors of Augustana to have taken a tour. So that's a good thing, and that's also a bad thing in various ways. It's a good thing because you kind of get your own personal experience, and the student, the tour guide, is kind of personal with you. And then it's also a bad thing because you don't get to hear other people's questions that may raise questions that you thought you didn't have. So that's just kind of the positive and negatives. Like I was saying, the outside of campus is kind of worn down. It's kind of right on it's in the Quad Cities, so it's right on the bridge of Iowa. The Quad Cities were kind of nice, but it was kind of run down. I don't know if that's something that is visible from COVID, and maybe things are run down and shops aren't really open. So I don't know. I couldn't tell you from experience whether the outside campus looks different not during COVID, but from when I went there, it was pretty run down, and I guess it didn't offer a lot of variety for me and a lot of exploration. It just kind of looked a little, like I said, run down. Now, that was my experience for Augustana. I'm now going to go to the next college, which is Illinois State. Maybe a little bit of a smaller drive, maybe an hour and a half. It felt like a smaller drive. The reason I went there is honestly just to get the feel of the campus. My cousins live over there, or at least I should say my uncle and aunt are by that area. So if I ever need something, if I'm on ISU campus, then I'll be able to go to them if I need anything. I'm going to start off with the outside of campus to kind of parallel with Augustana. I had a lot more variety. It's kind of like where I live right now. It has a couple strip malls, a lot of restaurants, and a lot of stores. So that's kind of a positive coming from where I am now that has that same thing. The campus overall, it's kind of small, but it was pretty nice for the most part. It had a good variety of things. I'm going to start off with how our experience went. We got there and checked into one of the offices, and then we're set up with a tour guide because this was a lot later in the summer and I guess more tours were happening. We were set into groups of tour guides, so about 4 families in total per group. Like I was saying earlier, other visitors would be able to ask questions and then raise answers for me. we also just kind of got a small, less personal, but maybe a more informative tour. We walked around the campus. It took about an hour, I'd have to say, and we got a really good feel of what the campus was like. So after the tour, we kind of walked around the inside of building. It was nicer than Augustana, but it still most likely won't be the fit for me. Like I was saying, after the tour, we kind of drove around ISU just to get a feel of the rest of the campus. But to conclude things, I would have to say both campuses were pretty nice for the most part. If you want to, you could check these colleges out just to kind of get a feeling for what kind of campus you want. That's really important in the college making process. But honestly, that's pretty much it. I guess the main points are that we only got a tour of the outside of campus. We never really got to go through the buildings of like where students would have classes. In between Augustana and ISU, we went inside one building each, so we didn't go to any other buildings. We just walked around the outside of campus. So that's kind of a downside. You don't get to see what the classes look like. I think that's it for what I was trying to say. And I'm just going to kind of end this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed this. I hope it was informative and kind of letting you know what you need to kind of do in a college visit. But like always, I will hopefully see you guys next week, and I guess have a great rest of your day. All right, see you guys later. Peace.